about how. Do you remember?
Was it about that we were looking at equality through a gaming lens, but we're also looking at
it's the other way around
through a feminist lens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, say it again now. I've got to get it on. One day I will get you saying this.
Do you need me to say it again then?
Yes.
We're looking at equality through a feminist lens. Looking at gaming through a feminist lens. There we go.
Yeah. We're looking at gaming through a feminist lens, but we're also looking at life through the gaming lens, was what I think you said.
Yes.
As well.
Okay. Right. Do you want me to say that again?
Yeah.
This is such good listening.
You don't have to.
I'm so confused.
I've made it work.
So yeah, no. I mean, it is true though. I mean, we are looking at life, gaming through a feminist lens, and we're looking at life through that gaming lens. Like we talk so much about the games that we play, but we use them as a way to view and to look at the world that we see around us, and especially because this is something that people do in their downtime, and I think, we spend a lot of time thinking about, like, what does, racism in footballing mean to society? And we talk so little about what does gaming, what do the choices that gamers are making mean to society? But yet the gaming industry is massive. I don't have the figures to hand.
I think it is the biggest entertainment industry in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it is massive. A huge part.
And we have, I just was going to say, and we have a British esports team who are lions.
We do. Yeah.
And the women are the lionesses, of course, as well. Yeah.
So there's a way to go. There's a way to go here, but it's massive.
Why are esports divided into male and female teams?
So they can compete they do compete against each other, but they get their own separate page on the website. And my bugbear with this before was the fact that this looks like a proud, stern lion, whereas this looks like a really whiny, naggy lion. It's just
I thought she was yelling. I kind of liked that.
But yeah,
she's gonna eat you.
But yeah, no, I mean, the women's esports teams, they do get separated out, and they are there are far fewer women in esports. When we were talking about this, we were saying that the kind of games that are considered esports are not the sort of games that women tend to play. And Jem suggested that we make The Sims competitive.
Yes,
which I thought was good. I'm watching Hannah confused.
I think we've blown her mind. She's just like,
I mean, partly because in my mind, esports means jumping about in front of the Wii. And I'm guessing that's not what it is.
No, but that would be so much cooler.
That would be, we'd love that. It's mostly shooting games. It's mostly the sort of like things like Fortnite, which we've already slagged off quite a lot. So let's slag off League of Legends as well while we're at it, which are the sort of games where they're not good beginner games because they throw you in to instantly, you've got a gun, there's people everywhere, go, 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 type sort of thing. And you're like, what? And you're multiplaying with millions of other people. And they're horrible environments because they are they're the sort of games I kind of like, but the environments are very much, oh, you fucking noob, oh, you got us killed, oh, why have you done that? And it's just if you're not, even if you are good at it, people shout abuse. It's the toxic. It's the stuff Laura Bates is talking about. And there's a bit of me that feels like, should I be out there playing Counter-Strike Go just to try and counteract the toxic masculinity that exists? Do I force myself into Fortnite games to try and sort of teach teenage boys to be better people? I'm like, no, because gaming's my fun time and I shouldn't have to be being forcing it. But they are environments that are I could list. I mean, Rust is one of the games that people would normally list as being a toxic environment, but you can choose your servers a lot better. I'd say the worst are Fortnite, Players Unknown Battleground, League of Legends, those sort of things. And those are the games that they do as esports. So therefore, they're not very inclusive of women. Or, to be fair, people of colour, or disabled people, or particularly the LGBTIQ community, the homophobia you see in those chats is horrific. And it's like even servers that will be like, we don't tolerate racism or misogyny. And it's like, what's that big pause that's coming after? It's like, well, you can't.
It's all about macho world, isn't it? It's a very like classic male macho environment, and so when a woman turns up and they hear her voice over the mic, they're all horrified, or they're either hitting on her or telling her that she's using her boyfriend's account, or it's just an environment that is not in any way encouraging to women.
It's the gatekeeping as well, isn't it? It's the you're not a real gamer. You can't be a real gamer because you're a girl, which is why we describe ourselves as intersectional gamers, which sounds stupid, but there are men out there who will say if you play Animal Crossing, you're not a gamer. If you play Hannah doesn't even know what Animal Crossing is, which is fine. But
I know that Athena got very upset about it one day, though, and went off on one on the podcast about capitalism or something. I'm very confused.
I take her point, if we didn't have only 3 minutes left, I would launch into a rant about how games like Animal Crossing give you a false view of capitalism, because it's like, I can pick up all these things off the ground, sell them, and I'll be happy. When, of course, in real life, it doesn't work like that. But that's not the point. The point.
I don't know. I'm quite happy picking up my cucumbers at the moment.
Yeah, but you can't sell
my
your
real
weeds.
cucumbers.
You can't sell your weeds for
nobody's going to buy them off me. No. I'm just giving them to everyone.
It's things, but the misogyny that does hit in gaming is it's the gatekeeping, it's the you're not a proper gamer, it's the esports, it's the sort of categorizing what they consider to be a real game compared to another game. And there is a brilliant book which I have been reading on and off for a few years because I'm not as prolific a reader as Hannah and I prefer fiction to non-fiction, but it is called Ready Player 2, and I dived back into it again this week, and it's a wonderful, fun-filled facts of all the stuff about the studies done on women in gaming, which show that there is gatekeeping going on, which is why we're not on the esports teams. Anyway, sorry, I rambled too much and I got off the point there, but I was having fun, so that's what matters. Right, last chance.